Welcome back to part 2 of our summer house coverage. If you haven't seen part 1, don't be a dum-dum. Go back and watch it. It's really great.
It's amazing. Some of our best work, I think.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, every week's our best week.
Tune in.
Work.
Let us know.
We just keep upping our game, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the coverage of the dinner table takedown, which was banana cakes.
Yeah.
The chef arrives. Lindsay's talking to the chef. The
They're
chef
all
is
getting ready
chefing.
for Lindsay's freedom dinner.
The second annual
Freedom dinner.
Which honestly, when I realized it was the second annual Freedom Dinner, I didn't want it to end. I was like, okay, well, we got to have the third and the fourth. Like, this has to be a thing now.
Obviously.
You can't get to second annual and not then continue on to third and fourth to infinity.
No, they will though, because this isn't going to be. Here's the thing.
No,
You
they
know
got to figure it out.
No, they can't figure it out because you want to know why? Because the reason that listen, Lindsay already is like a calendar, she's like a walking calendar. Like she doesn't forget a date when she decides like this date's going to be significant. It is going to be significant for everyone, like it or not. So like that's her thing. But it's been so easy for Lindsay, especially she's had her birthday, her engagement, her disengagement, like all of it has been like the freedom dinner, like has all happened during the summer. Like that's why her birthday gets to be a party every year because it's summer house and she's a Leo. So I think that in the city is going to be a fall winter show. So
Maybe she'll be one of those people to be like, oh, it's my half birthday.
she probably will
It's
do
my
that.
half
Of course.
freedom anniversary.
Yeah. She could say, well, it's the third time I'm having it. So now it's my third annual, but you know,
She'll make it work.
yeah, it's a stretch, but she'll make it work and I'll follow along.
We pop into Bailey and Levi's room where they talk about, you know, the
and
Carl
Carl.
stuff. And it's just, it's so infuriating to watch this weird dynamic between the two of them because she's just like, because every woman has been there where it's just like, I've done everything I can do.
I've said what I've said.
That's right. Shy of sitting on his face.
Yeah.
I have flirted. I have flirted again. I thought he was flirting back. Here, read this text. This is a guy flirting, right? But then after he asks me, like, what kind of fabric softener do you use? Because I'm ironing my sheets and I don't like these. And that seems kind of gay. And so, like, I just think that,
Although if he's bringing up his sheets, could be kind of flirty.
not that he's ironing
Just
them and what
saying.
kind of
Just buying
fabric
him an
softener
extra
do you
Well,
use.
yeah, because he wants to know what kind of fabric softener you like in your sheets. My sheets means your sheets.
Okay,
I
do
would
not
love
think-
to believe that. I want nothing more to believe
And
than like
I
this
don't.
is going somewhere, and I just
I tried.
It's like I feel like I'm banging my head against a wall. Bailey, go elsewhere. The store's closed and they don't even have anything inside. They're not selling what you're buying. Carl is not selling what you are buying. And maybe I'm wrong.
I hope that we are. There's nothing more like I would love to be wrong about this. Even if like everyone knows I don't know how gay Carl is, but he's definitely something. And and it's not pro what Bailey's got. That's all I know for sure. That's all I know for sure.
Correct.
I'm starting to wonder why. Like Bailey seems like a perfect partner, a perfect like funny, sexy partner, team player, like all the things that you would want in a girlfriend and or just a partner,
Sig
a life
other.
partner, sig other, whatever.
So fun.
So fun, funny, like everything.
Huge boob, huge naturals.
So hot, like aspiration, like all the things, right? So no one's perfect, right? So there's a part of me that's now getting, or I'm going into my like, what are we missing? What are you not showing us?
About Bailey?
Yeah.
No.
I think this is just a show and she's trying to get in where she fits in. And there's a guy that's here. Listen, Carl's not unattractive,
If
you know?
you
Like,
like-
I'm not
10
trying
years
to
younger.
say it's car. Like there's just like, I don't know. She seems, when they were having their conversation about the dress and when she came down, Carl was like, oh, the dress. And she was like, oh, thanks. Just her response, her trying to
Yeah.
like telling him about the dress and why she wore it and the see-through and this and that. She just seems, I don't know. She seems perfect, but clearly no one's perfect. So now I'm just starting to have these like wondering what's going on.
I think that she is like, listen, at this point, I'm convinced that every girl who isn't just like a please and thank you, yes ma'am, no ma'am, is a lot, you know? So that's just what it seems to me. Like guys get really, we're in a weird time right now. I just watched a whole thing about just like where we've really come since the pandemic. Like they have really taken they've given you all the conveniences. Like if you thought a woman was a lot before, now if a woman says 2 words, you think she's a lot because you don't really have to talk to women a lot if you don't want to. If you're working remote and you're ordering the food from DoorDash and you're watching the shows on the streamers and like, I really think we are getting to a very funky place and it's changing everything and it's going nowhere good. All it's going to do is actually bring us closer with our audience because like we're all each other's going to have very soon. So hold on tight, kids. I hope you like us because
we're in it together now.
Yeah. But that's what I think it is with Bailey is like, even just her being like quirky and just being like, oh, blah, 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 like just saying whatever. If it throws a guy off for 2 seconds, they're like, whoa. I don't know what to do with all of that. And it's like, she just said she's not a fan of calamari, like because
she's watched My Octopus Teacher, and no one should be eating calamari because that is a very intelligent, sweet, thoughtful animal.
Listen, I'm gonna be ordering the fried calamari. Okay,
well, you're a monster.
But they're dead by the time it gets to me, so they don't know.
I think it's also squid, not octopus.
Whatever, man. I'm ordering it all.
Octopus is fried calamari.
Squid is fried calamari. You can get octopus, I think. I mean, I know you can get octopus, but octopus and calamari is squid, like chopped up squid, deep fried, battered and deep fried.
I thought it was octopus.
Mm-mm.
But people also eat octopus.
They do eat octopus.
Does it taste like calamari?
Yeah, probably.
I'll have what she said.
It's slimy calamari. It's if calamari wasn't breaded and deep fried.
No,
and golden.
Vita would always order hers like just like baked or whatever, and I was like, "What are you doing?
Ruining it."
Yeah, get it fried. Pour the lemon on. Get some tartar sauce. Let's do this.
Get the dough and dredge it.
Yeah.
When they were talking about I like Carl so much. When they were talking about the dresses, I'm like, this is what Jake would say to me. Jake is my gay best friend. My gay best friend my best friend who's gay. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say anything right now currently. God, this is a lot for me. My brain is short circuiting because I don't when he goes up to her and he's like, "Oh, I like this dress." And she was like, "Oh, so you like modest?" And he's like, "I do." And I'm like, because he doesn't want to know you're a lady because he's attracted to men. Like, all signs point to do gay. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, and then he's like, "Oh, but then I also liked that white dress that you had on." And I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't and I like you so much. I want you to be who you are, which I don't think is a straight man. And I don't want, I don't think I would like Carl so much more. If Carl came out and he was like, "Here's my Mackenzie Childs teapot. Let's spill the tea, pour the tea, have some tea, and talk about Bailey's fierce white dress," I'd be like, now this is someone I can get down with. This version of Carl in his dating world, it's like, he's like Goldilocks, where it's like, okay, you dated the lemur girl. She's too weird. This girl, God bless whoever Lily is. I just mean like very quirky, right? Like then you've got Bailey, who seems pretty perfect and down for whatever your cause is. Bailey's down for it. She's one of those girls who, like, if you're really into bird watching, Bailey's going to become a bird watcher. Like, she is going to be your partner. Carl's not making a move. He only, is doing all of this because I think he feels that he needs to, as opposed to, this is who I'm genuinely attracted to. And so I feel like every girl that we've seen him with, he either picks the completely unattainable girl that is not attracted to him back, like the Ciaras of the world, right? Or like when he said to her, like, "Oh, I have a crush on you." Like, you're never going to be Jello. That's never going to happen. Or every girl that he does have a shot with.
Even Bailey, even if you don't think that Bailey is like the most beautiful woman in the world, you do know that Bailey is a sex object. Like she's got the hair, she's got the eyes, she's got the lips, she's got the boobs, she's got the bod. Like she's here to like whatever you want. Like what you just said. Like if I'm this, I can
You're
do
a bird,
that.
I'm a bird.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that is overwhelming for someone like Kyle. And like I say it all the time. I will just say it again. Like I don't know if Kyle would be any better in a gay relationship. I think that Kyle is just
Carl. Right?
Kyle, not Kyle. No, Kyle's down to pound. Kyle will be like, Bailey's down. Let's do it right now.
I just need to correct you because they're so different sexually.
Yeah. Carl, I don't even know what he would do if Jake was in front of him. I don't even know what he would do if like any gay man would. Like I think that Carl does not know what to do with anything sexual right now, right? Or you think that if he met the dude that was like the boy version of Bailey or Lindsay or whoever, you think he would be like just changed immediately? Like you think he would
not changed immediately, but like the way I see it is, really great guy. They're having a great conversation. Yeah, I'll just come up to my apartment. Let's, I got some non-alc lover boys or whatever. And they just start chatting and then maybe get a little closer. Someone's hand is on someone's leg and it's getting a little intimate, and then intimate things happen.
Yeah.
There's no world that exists where I see him inviting Bailey up to his apartment and any of that happening. I can't see it.
No, I it's hard for me to see that. It's just, it is quite literally equally hard for me to see
it with a man.
It's just like with anyone. I don't know what happened to Carl. I know that many things have happened to Carl, but I don't, you know how sometimes you can be like, oh, those dots connect. I understand why that would make someone like not be a very sexual person.
Yeah.
Like everything that's happened to Carl has nothing to do with sex.
No, that's not true. I don't think so. Because when he was drunk, right? He would always say like, first of all, that's when I would hook up with girls, right? So like, there is this thing of like, now I'm sober and I don't really know how to do this thing, because think about when you're nervous, right? And you just have a drink because you're not an alcoholic. It just like calms the nerves, right? So that's what he would do. I think a lot of times with things in his life that made him nervous, specifically though, like in the dating sphere, right? Then he talks so much about how he is so deeply embarrassed by the way he acted with women on this show when he was drinking. Like, remember that when he was dating one of the Workus twins and he's like, you're going to take the D, put it in the V, see what you can do for me. Like, just be cool, have fun, relax, chill. I feel like all of that was connected to his dating stuff and it was all a mess.
Okay.
So
I was just thinking about like the stuff with the brother, and I don't know what's happened with his parents or whatever. I was just like thinking like these things like don't have any like, well, listen, I don't know what affects what. So I'm just going to shut up and move on with my life.
I just think he was always drunk when he was in a relationship with a chick, specifically sexually. Yeah. And I think he probably is like, I don't know how to do this sober, or I'm learning how to do this sober. And like, I want to be, and Carl has like analysis paralysis with stuff. And so I think he wants to be so intentional about everything. And sometimes you got to just cast off the bow lines and set sail, bro. And sometimes it's going to be good and sometimes it's not. But I don't think he knows how to do that. I think he's like, no, I want to make sure I'm asking all the right questions and this is the right person before we get intimate. And it's just like, just hook up and see if it's the right thing. Yeah. At this point.
Or
he
had to get so wasted before he had sex.
Because it wasn't
with a woman.
I think that was part of it. And I've said that.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. I just thought of that. But later on when they make out, so they flash back to Carl with the, like when he's kind of a jerk to like a drinker. And I'm always like, that's confidence, Carl. That was Carl. Like, and again, it was probably false in the out, like whatever. I'm not saying go back to that, but like there was a confidence there with the ladies and the friends and the house. And like, he was confident. He hadn't gotten fired from Loverboy yet for drinking on the job. Like things were still pretty good in Carl's world. After the makeout, when they went to his interview and he was like, love that. I would love to do that again. That was a great makeout. Of course, I'm better than the Australian Bachelor. Suck on that. His little couple thing, I like noticed myself getting wide-eyed for Carl for half a second because I was like, well, boy,
I know.
Boy,
that's what
your
I mean.
back.
He did come through a little bit
and that
more.
makeout was fire,
In that
dude. Like
moment.
they,
Okay.
and when he said it's like when you plug it, like nerdy thing, but I got it.
Let's
and when
at
you
least tell the people that
douche-
this is at the dinner table.
I did. I said that later on at the dinner when
Okay.
they do the makeout sesh.
Okay.
Like and just in regard to this specific thing that we're talking about, Carl, and not having confidence and being weird and not knowing what to do sexually or romantically because he's not drinking or whatever. Yes. And then he makes out with Bailey and cut to that. And I'm like, oh, that is a confident person right there. That is all, that's full. That's, where is that guy?
No, the smile when he was talking about that was different.
Totally.
100%.
The attitude,
totally
everything
I
was
know,
different.
but I feel
But
like
none of it's sustainable.
No,
like
this is you are calling out all the shots in episode. Like you were at the last weekend at the house. You gotta work for your. You gotta sing for your supper. You gotta show the people I'm here to play. I got a thing with this girl. Ask me back if you want to see how it all turns out. You know, like that's kind of what this. Because it doesn't make any sense. He's not been like that.
And he didn't
But
kiss
that's what
her.
I mean.
They
He hasn't-
told her to kiss. They said, Carl, kiss Bailey. Like, he's not the driving
doesn't ma-
force
it doesn't-
behind
Yeah.
his sexual impulses. And that just leads me to have questions.
Fine. All I'm saying is sometimes a kiss can snap you right back into the game. Like
But it didn't.
that can happen.
I would agree with you if they were dating now, if something happened. But like,
Well, and it doesn't even, I'm not saying it did. I'm saying that interview was probably 2 months after that makeout sesh. So like, that's even more weird because like, are you still on that high? Was that the kiss that made you be like, okay, I'm not like Bailey and I aren't gonna, she's a little too quirky for me, whatever. I don't know what his deal is, but it got him back on the like, okay, I know I can do that. I can still kiss like that. I wasn't drunk. All right, let's go, dude. That was the vibe that I got, that kiss just kind of reinvigorated him. Clearly it had nothing to do with Bailey because Bailey's still going on shows to up until a week or so ago being like, I love him so much.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
He's so wonderful. He's just the best. I love him. I love you, Carl. And Carl's just still right over.
But are they just not? Are they just like she's just following the rules of like it's like I'm gonna let this play out? Like has she just the way that she's talking about him now is as if they are still flirting with this thing in some capacity. Or they're doing something like when she was on Watch What Happens with Lindsay, and she says it's very healthy. We're all she's insinuating that something is still happening between the two of them. Now, what that is could be the same thing that Carl does all the time, which is buy myself some more time.
it's failure to launch. It's all failure to launch. Like we're almost in next summer.
Yeah.
We're in May.
Yeah.
You're moving so slow. If this is the case, you guys are going in reverse.
And that's another thing. Bravo, pick up the pace already. Like I these shows have got to move into this century. Like there is just no reason that this should take so long to come out. There's no reason that that even if Bailey is just playing by the rules and like not letting out the secret until the season finishes, like it has been since August 30th.
Last year.
That's crazy. Like this isn't a thing anymore. Everyone pick up the pace. If we can shoot a show and get it out before people wake up, you guys can do something in that realm.
Right.
Like I understand
you guys have an actual budget.
Yeah, I understand that our cameras are
stationary,
and like this is what it is. But like, there's got to be a happy medium in between an
do
overnight
it on Big
out.
Brother.
Right.
It's doable.
It's doable.
They do it on Love Island. I get that it's
you
expensive.
guys get 3 months. 3 months. That's got to be it. Come on.
Like, we're laying down the rules.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Okay, so after this, we're just going to rewind a little bit, and Lindsay does her toast, just saying, like, this is my second annual freedom dinner, and I want to kind of say, like, in the spirit of freedom, what we've all lost and what we've all found. And Lindsay was, like, so proud of her ChatGPT line of, like, I lost my timeline, but I found my dream girl thing, and it was adorable. And
Totally.
by the way, maybe she thought of that. It just did sound a little ChatGPT-ish.
She does say something else in there that like just sort of like I have been saying that Lindsay seems bored. Lindsay doesn't have anyone taking her time. I said this in just this episode earlier that she's realizing that she is now doing her thing, super busy with this kid and has no love on the horizon. The thing that she says, this is the second annual Freedom Dinner and I am still free. And the way that she says it is just like, that is why she has been up Carl's ass for the last like 6 episodes, where like she wasn't really at all last year and she wasn't at the beginning of this year. And I don't know where the dude, what is the guy's name that is the baby daddy? Whatever. I don't know when baby daddy decided like when they came to that decision that they're not going to do whatever, but like, that is why she is giving Carl such a hard time, because she is like, we had a friend a million years ago that used to always go, and that's your fault too. And it was just like always like everything that would go wrong in her life. And it was adorable. It was very funny. And a lot of times it probably was, but like she was engaged. They didn't end up getting married. And then all of this fallout from the house and whatever, like, and so every time she would find herself in any kind of position that was like just a huge inconvenience to her, she would be like, and that's your fault too. And that's how I feel like I'm identifying that so hard with Lindsay right now, is that every bump that she comes into, she's like, well, if Carl would have just done what he said he was going to do,
I wouldn't have broke this nail.
Exactly.
It's literally everything.
Because I wouldn't even be here right now. We would be living at this other place because we would have needed a bigger place or whatever. Yeah. Like she will just always be able to connect the dot back to, this is your fault, Carl. So that's why when we saw Sharon earlier, and I was just getting all riled up about that, and like hearing so many people be like, she talked to Sharon in a really disrespectful way. All that. Yeah. I just wish that Lindsay would have never gotten involved with this family. And maybe she did because that's the path of a woman like her who is looking to be who is an alpha and cannot shake being an alpha and whatever. But I just hope that Lindsay gets her match, finds her match that is going to give everything that she gives, because she's just earned it. Whether you like her or not, I could dislike Lindsay very much on In the City. I'm ready for that to happen. I know that could happen, but I will still think that there's a dude in New York City whose life could be twice as fat right now if he had a bitch like her at his side. That's what I think.
So Billy said she lost a bad relationship, but she found her joy. And then this is when her and Carl kiss. They both said it was a 10 out of 10. Great kiss. Shit, it was better than Ben, which I believe. I do believe that.
I don't know if I believe it, because she did have a very good kiss with Ben. And she even said that. She's like, that was like, we were like, that wasn't a, I hate you. That was a, let's the way she described it. I think that this confessional was taken after the fact. And I think that things were still maybe a brewing with Carl. And if you are doing that, you are going to definitely say on camera that this kiss was way better than like that schmuck, because
True.
like that's what you know to do. That's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
When he gives the analogy of it being like a charger that you just get right in, I was thinking, if the charger is your dong and the socket is a butt. I'm just kidding.
She really cracked herself
but
up
also,
on that one.
I was thinking, because like I saw this meme once that like it rings true every time, and it said, if there's only 2 ways for, like, when you plug a
Yes.
USB into the thing, if there's only 2 ways to plug in a USB, why does it take me a minimum of 3 times every time? And it does me every time. And there's never been a truer meme that I've seen.
No, do you ever see the video? This kills me. It's someone going to like plug it in and they can't see, because how sometimes you can't like see where you're plugging the USB in, and it's literally a hand in like a black glove that comes out and is doing this. So then every time you're like, I know it's there. Where is this? And so then like you look and you see like, okay, it's right there. And then you go back to put it, and then the hand pops up again. And that is what it feels like.
Totally.
It is truly easier to go to the moon than it is to plug a USB in precisely the first time.
I totally agree. Yeah. So like, while I was like, God, Carl, why'd you have to have a weird analogy?
It was a great analogy.
It was actually kind of perfect because like that is like, just like, because now the new MacBooks that I just got has like, it's the old charger. It's not the USB-C anymore. If you're going to get a new MacBook, you're going back to that charger that's the magnetic like thing with the prongs sticking out.
Why?
Yeah, who knows?
Mac, get your shit together. Stop changing all the cords, the things, how you plug it in. We all have cord confusion everywhere because you're always changing all the cords, and then you hold on to all the cords and you're like, what am I doing? And in some weird feng shui attack, you throw them all out only for it to be changed 2 years later, and they're expensive.
Yeah.
So then you throw that one out only to need it the next time you buy a computer. Do better.
When he told me that was the case, and I was like, oh, well, I have an older MacBook that I still have like 2 chargers for. I'm like, and he's like, he was just shaking his head before I even finished the sentence. He's like, it's not that one though.
Yep.
I'm like, cool.
Of course not. Of course not. Why would it be? Why would they do anything to make your life easier?
I don't know.
Okay.
So anyhow.
So the next person up was West, and West said he lost his voice last
Wes
summer.
said, moving on.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then, but this summer he found his voice, and he also found a friendship that he lost. It's like, all of that is such a bag of bullshit. You lost you didn't lose the friendship, or you did, but because you acted a fool, and you didn't lose your voice. You just didn't have the chutzpah to be an adult and speak.
This is how you know that Ciara is like,
He sucks.
when it panned to her, she was like nodding, like in affirmation of him. And like, this is just a new Ciara that hasn't been around for a minute. Like she has been like everything that Wes has ever done for the past 2 years. She has just been like, you know, and now she's like, yeah, like that was the most pussy ass bitch thing to say. Oh, I lost my voice. Like you're in the Handmaid's Tale or something. Like it's just so ridiculous. And for her to like, she should have rolled her, like you should have had to like call an optometrist. Her eyes should have been rolling so back far, like in the back of her head. But that's where she's at right now. She's feeling the feels again.
Because there is, and we've said this before, there are certain people that just swallow you.
Yeah.
And that's why, in my opinion, she had such a high, tough wall built up between him and her, because she was like, I'm not getting swallowed by this situation again. I'm not doing this. It's too much for me. The recovery time is really hard, and it's public, and there's the race issue, and there's just so much there that I can only touch this if I know that you and I are really going to lock in and do this time. And I don't even mean be in an intimate relationship. I mean like not dick each other over, be respectful of one another, be communicative with one another. And unfortunately, Ciara learned this the hard way. He's incapable of all of the above.
Yeah.
Next up, KJ is really, I feel like every time he opens up about stuff, he says things that I did not know about him. He lost his brother when he was younger.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I did not know that. And I just thought it was really beautiful how he said, you know, I've never really had that big brother thing since. And being in this house, the feeling of being in this group and having this community with everyone, but specifically these guys, has really been healing for me. And I think that's really sweet.
Listen, super sweet. Love KJ. All in on KJ. Full stop. But the earlier thing, like I've never been one of the boys. So now I have my group of boys. And then my brother died. And I feel like, I'm like, bro, can I get a couple skate stories? Just can we pepper in some skate stories about how we impossible down a 10-step or just something like, I need to mix in a little bit of fun.
Do you think he gave any of that and it just wasn't in the edit because they wanted him to be the sensitive guy?
I don't know, man.
I mean, he's given nothing of it. I haven't heard him talk about skating maybe one time. One
time when he talked, I was a pro skater, invented a trick. And
yeah.
then that's it. We got nothing, dude. We got you skating around the backyard for one of the parties. But like, and I'm fine with the emo and like you had this things happen. You got to talk about them. But like, let's pepper in some fun.
I'm
man.
telling you,
you ever skate with any of at the barracks or any? I don't know, something. Just give me some. I need a little.
Just some masculine energy. I'm missing it, which is weird. Again,
I don't
it's
care
weird.
about that. I just need a non-depressing story.
That's what I'm saying.
Helpful.
It's just like something else. Like I'm just like he's good in my books through this season. I'm gonna reevaluate next season, but like I am clocking that like I can't do this forever. I don't know. He's so lovely. He's so sweet. All the things. I need something different.
Yeah,
Do you
I
remember
need
next
it.
time around?
In Sex and the City when Carrie was dating the Russian and he would like read her poetry and she was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's so much.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like that's how you're feeling, where it's just like, it's schmaltzy. And he's like, it is poetry. And she's just like,
I feel like Big even did that for a hot minute. I can't remember what the situation was.
no, it was the episode where she was like, I also, Carrie, need to feel the weight of a man on top of me. And so she took the train because she's afraid to fly to Napa because she was doing her book reading. And Big read the book and he was like, I really hurt you. Let's talk about it. She's like, no, let's not. Let's just do other things. And then finally the next morning he rolled over and they did it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know what that says about me. Believe me, I've thought about it, but there is just something I would like a skates where I would like to hear him talk about how he like curb checked someone before, or like
Something we get in a fight or
like
something.
there's fights always with skateboarders.
Oh my gosh,
I want
all you do is you skate a little, you fight a little, and then you go run away.
Yeah,
Find
any
a new
drugs?
place
Did
to
you do any
skate.
drugs?
Yeah, just something. And keeping the rest of the stories coming. Again, I just need a peppering of fun stuff.
Yeah.
So Ciara's up next, and she says that, she lost this huge weight on her shoulders of having to carry around just like this anger that she was carrying towards West. And then she found the bars. That was what she found, because obviously she started going out. Then they hug and have this moment that.
It seemed like she almost went in to kiss him.
She did. I mean, she on the cheek.
Kissed him on the cheek.
Kiss him on the cheek, but there was another moment. I don't know if it was that specific moment, but there's another moment where you see her where she's almost going to go in for the lips, and then she goes, oh, and then she just sort of like decides to do something else. And he almost looks relieved in a way. Like he looked nervous when she like went to go hug him and embrace him, and like he looks nervous. There's one thing I'm just dawning on me right now. There's something we forgot to talk about at the very top. In that beginning where they're at the camp with the kids and they're playing the volleyball and we have her confession, he says something like, Ciara and I, he's like, I don't want to speak for Ciara, but like, I think her and I are totally fine with like us, like, resuming the friendship. But everyone else is like, what's going on? Like everyone else wants to know all about it and is just kind of like up in the mix about it. And he says, I just think like we should just like have fun right now and like get to the fall.
Yeah.
And like all that said to me was like, all you want this whole time, get Ciara, get back in good. Have the audience see
have
that.
your redemption arc.
Make sure you go and hug her for the same thing in 3 different rooms. So everyone sees that the hug happened and it's a long embrace and we go off and have the talk, all the things, so that the fall can come. Because when the fall comes, that means the summer house is over. I don't have to see her anymore. But all that the fans are going to know is everything is A-okay. And then the brand deals start coming in. And then I get some more opportunities and I get a little more money over here. And then
slip into more DMs because girls are going to think, oh, you're the nice
look
guy.
at you. You're the nice guy again. Why else? Why would you ever say that?
100%. 100%, you're right.
Just get to the fall.
Oh,
the summer house, bitch.
Oh,
What
you
the
fall.
Yeah, let
You
me
got
tell
to
you,
the fall, West.
summer is everything. Ask Kyle. Like, summer is where it's at. Nobody wants to get to the fall. I've never heard a single person say it. I just can't wait to get to the fall.
Can't wait
Unless
till
you
school
literally
starts again.
hate your girlfriend and you got to go back to college in the fall. So you're just trying to get out alive. Like, that's who wants the fall to get here. The nerds who just want to go back to school and the people who are trying to escape something. Nobody else ever said, I can't wait to get to the fall.
Same.
Nerds.
Next up is Kyle. Speaking of Kyle, this is where Lindsay just listen. We love this about her, but you took it a little too far, Lens, because she is trying to drive story, right? And like, where's the crack? Let me pressure test where the fracture is on this roof. And she goes, Kyle lost his wedding ring and found a DJ career, which was way harsh. But by the way, you all jumped on Bailey or were like so clutching your pearls for the fact that she said something that was, everyone else is joking around about it, right? And now Lindsay says something, and no one's going to come for Lindsay because I get it. She's the mother Hubbard of the group.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like, that was nar what she said.
Mm-hmm.
And even Kyle, I think everyone at the table was just like, oh, okay. And then Jesse tried to jump in quickly, being, saying, do you sign with a new manager? Tell us about that. And this is where everything just starts to go so wrong so quickly.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if Jesse was trying to move it to a good place or if he was adding to the fire of it. Because like, I think that there is a producer telling Jesse, because there's been several things he's brought up. Did you invest money in Kyle's bar? Did you or Carl's bar, Carl's non-bar, whatever. Jesse's been playing that role. So I think that he has been given some advice of to be a supporting player this year, but it didn't seem like he was really supporting Kyle. I felt like he said it to help Lindsay get her point across, which that's why I just like don't care about Jesse right now. Like everything that he says, I just feel like it's not really something that Jesse would normally say. I feel like Jesse's been fed some lines to say and whatever. One last thing that I forgot to say in the Ciara and West thing is that Ciara says, I wasn't, not that I had to hate him, but like I was, had to be unkind to him or not nice to him when he was really the person I loved more than anyone.
Yeah.
And like, that's another thing. Like you don't say that unless something else is going on. Ciara's not going to tell the world that I'm back in this vulnerable position if she doesn't believe that she has reason to, if that hasn't been supported by something that's happened. I feel like maybe they went home maybe that double date that they went on, maybe they went home with each other that night. And they were like, just play it cool. Like, let's just get through the season. I don't want everyone to know
her,
something.
Like on
something
so many
else
levels.
happened.
It could just be so insidious the way that he's trying to he's like a weed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's just probably trying to pepper it in wherever he can and get his stink all up on her so that she thinks one thing's going on, because West loves attention. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So like, oh, I've got Ciara on one burner. I've got Amanda on another burner. I've got all these 900 other girls that I'm in their DMs. The chick from, I'm 5 seconds away from asking out someone on Southern Hospitality. Like he needs real therapy. I'm sorry, he does, because this is abhorrent behavior.
Oh my God, I hate this. Okay. I am just super sensitive about people bringing race into every single thing because I just don't want to dumb down racism. I don't want it when it really is meaningful. It has the power to pack a punch, but not if you've been calling everything racism. So people would start talking about how it like that he didn't choose Ciara because he's racist. And I just was like, okay, he just doesn't like Ciara. Like, I just don't think, like, you're not hooking up with a girl for however long and then not one day because like it didn't like connect to me. Every girl that I have really known West to hook up with or to have a DM with or to have a like Mia from Southern Hospitality is, where's she from? She's from not Brazil.
Caicos.
No, wait. She just said Belize. She's from Belize. Mija, I don't know. I would say she's also of Latina descent. Ciara's black. There's someone else. All of his girls that he is like on like the mad hookups with are all these exotic looking beauties. But then he's going to put out a joint statement with the most bland vanilla bitch in town.
Well, that's why everyone's like, you'll have sex with me, but you're never going to make an honest woman. You're never going to choose me.
No,
and that's why it comes off as racist, because it's like, no. I'm good enough to do whatever behind closed doors with,
or I get
I'm
a
not enough.
rock hard boner from these hotties, but like
Objectifying.
I'm from Missouri or wherever the this guy's from, you know, I'm
fine to have a kink, to get my rocks off, to do whatever. This is how it looks, Wes.
Yeah,
but not to choose you.
Yeah.
And make you my girl for whatever that means, right?
Yeah.
And it does. It is what it is. I don't have to say what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Your actions have showed us.
Even Dara, like, she looks like I think she was like Egyptian or something, and I think she's just Jewish, but
Jewish is a Middle Eastern descent,
totally. But even Dara doesn't she's got curly hair and like the olive skin and the eyes, all it's all very like, ooh, what's going on over here? You know, like it's all very titillating, and and then he chooses this
milk toast,
bitch. Like, okay, I was wrong. There, I've connected that now. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hate that.
So does America.
No, America doesn't. A few people I hate that. I was just like, oh my God, here we go again. No,
I feel like most people are on the side of West is a schmuck.
Oh yeah, no, West is a schmuck, but not West is a racist.
Oh, out of this, I don't even think that he's not.
It's a different word, and that's the thing. And that I will stick with that. It's a different thing, like that, because is it racist? Like I don't.
Wait, God, no, there is a term for it, and I can't remember what. It's gonna come to me when I'm like at home washing my face. It's God, someone tell us what the term is, because there is a term for it. And there's other areas where like you see things like this happen. Like, you know how they talk about like silent work, like women when they are in a relationship, like if you're in a hetero relationship, like when you get married, you take on a lot of silent work because you don't see me do the laundry. You don't see me grocery shop.
Yeah,
you don't see,
right? Yeah.
And so it's, or not silent work, invisible work rather.
Yeah.
But I will say, I do think West does this thing where it's like, oh no, I'm on, like, his Complex is got like a more diversified audience, right? And I think he likes saying like, oh yeah, I'm not racist. I'm with lots of women of color. And that brings his, or he thinks it brings his Q rating in this world up a notch.
You know, it's just like how the very first time, and I think I can speak for a lot of people, and I know that this is like mainly on TikTok, but I would see it in the comments there, where like everybody hated him, and then he literally did one interview with Out Magazine or like or In the Closet, Out of the Closet. It was a gay magazine, and he was talking about trans rights, and the comments were like, oh, okay, like they were like, you couldn't write them better for a scene.
Yes.
Like they were, everyone being like, okay, I can get to, like, nobody had a millisecond to give to this guy for all that time. It was just shit talk for an entire year straight. He did one interview and everybody was like, all right, okay. And I just think it was so calculated. He's so gross.
I would like to go on record by saying, I'm like, yeah, this is all great, but like, you still don't have me. Because I remember Harris was DMing me like, look at this. And I'm like, not yet.
Yeah, no, I was just tired of talking about him every week, and he was so entertaining, and they would feature a lot of funny moments because they always do that. Bravo always will rebuild the guys. They'll let the girls just hang, you know? So, but yeah, I was just tired of like not being able to laugh at his, like, he was like one of the funniest people on the show, and I was just bored.
So now we get into the whole DJ conversation where Kyle's like, yeah, no, I'm about to sign with this manager, and they're looking to get me real gigs. Not saying that what he wasn't doing is real, but like, you know, doing a residency. I mean, it's not a residency yet, but he was going to go DJ a night at Marquee, which that's not nothing. And it, you know, Lindsay's just, this is where I started to see, I don't want to say, I don't know what to coin it yet, but maybe you can tell me, where Amanda's just sitting back, letting Lindsay do her dirty work. And as Kyle is taking it, I'm sitting here thinking, this is before he looked at her and said, F you, because that F you was, you know, I'm sitting here taking it on the chin for you. And there is so much shit that I could out about you.
Yep.
But I'm always the bad guy because I will take the bullet for you.
Because I'm a man. I'm a fucking husband. You are my useless wife, and I've been treating you like the little baby that you've been. I've been cradling you for 10 years.
And he's still protecting her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, there's so much more beneath the surface of what's happening here right now. And she's getting if none of this Scamanda stuff happened, we would have all been looking at this being like, this is not a battered wife, but like this is someone who's just been yelled at and beaten down. And that's why she's like this.
She doesn't have words anymore.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. If anybody lost their words or lost their
that's right.
whatever,
West,
were
it's
silenced.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you guys started, kikiing about.
Yeah.
But it was just, to me, it was just so obvious that like he in that moment wanted to be like, you don't do this, you don't do that. And you know what you have done? This, that, and the other. And it's all f***ed up and it's all crap behavior. But I'm the one who's going to sit here and look like the bad guy because I want to protect my wife and you're letting me hang out to dry. You're not coming to my defense at all because you don't agree with the fact that I'm DJing. Well, somebody's got to make money. Somebody's got to pay the bills. Somebody's got to pay for your hair extensions.
I loved it that he finally said, we are not a partnership. I think that might be dawning on all of you right now. You are not a partner. You don't do anything. I do everything. You contribute nothing. And you didn't even want to have a kid. You didn't even want to have a kid.
When he said, when they got into that and Lindsay was just like, because what starts to happen in these moments, I think, is like you put yourself in that person's shoes, but as you, not as them. So because all Lindsay wanted was to have a kid so badly and she thought she was going to have that with Carl, she thinks now this is her fight to fight because it's like, don't take away her. She wants to have a kid. And Kyle was like, even if it wasn't me, she's not ready to have a kid. Like this isn't right for her right now. And it's true. Amanda said, oh, I'm ready to have a kid with someone who's ready to have a kid with me. I don't buy that at all.
No,
this is not the behavior of someone who's ready to have a kid.
Mm-mm.
She's been this way the whole time, though.
Yep.
Amanda's never fought her own battles.
No, 100%. That's why I'm saying, like, if this scandal never came out, we would be looking at her being like, poor girl doesn't have a voice. She's so beaten down. But now in seeing this and in knowing what's happened with this scandal and watching this, when I saw Kyle just have this, I just saw the gears start to move. And I've been in that position because I really believe that once something is said, it cannot be unsaid. You can't unhear things. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, however the hell you want to say it. And you have to, even when you're slinging insults at someone, you got to be real careful that you want that out there because then you said it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I think as much as Kyle flies off the handlebars and is like, you, and says all this stuff that he should not be saying and it's wrong.
No.
And no one's making an
like
excuse
the
for
least
it.
of what he should have said.
But that's the thing. I think he has an arsenal of stuff that he
Yeah.
actually could have unloaded on her that is far worse than FU. And he doesn't do it because he doesn't want to make her look bad because that's his wife. And he's not here to be like, you're a lazy SOB. You don't contribute to anything. You're whatever the things are. Because when he snapped and went from 0 to 60, I was like, oh, I get that. I get having been in a position where like I've said nothing and you have pushed me just a millimeter too far and now I'm losing it. And granted, Kyle does this once a summer. He loses it. But we didn't have any of this information prior.
The end of this last episode in part 1, if you haven't seen it, go back. But when I was talking about how Mike came home today and I was like, you're about to watch a scene that is a scene that we've watched 100 times, but never from this camera lens, like never from this angle. And that I felt like by the end of it, not only would everybody be just like, it's like the crowd would erupt and like, give it to her. Where it's like, nobody wants to see a dude, especially a dude like Kyle, give anyone anything, like that's not something that we've ever asked for before. But in addition to that, just being like, say it all, leave it all on the field, like say everything to this bitch right now. It also forces you to look back at this scene, which we have seen 100 of, as I mentioned, and look at it again and be like, was he like, listen, when he goes for Paige, different story. But anytime that it's been about Amanda, I now am just like, this has been happening over and over and over and over and over again. But we've just been following a narrator. What a great editor, what great producers. They showed us exactly what they wanted to show us. And this bitch has been right in front of us for 10 years.
It's like there really are key obviously, this is the dumbest thing I've ever said, but like, it's true. There are key components to stories that without them, read one way.
Yeah.
And with them, read a whole other way. It's
Yeah.
like that Coldplay concert video. It's like, no, this woman was separated. Her children knew that she was going to be at this concert. Her ex-husband or soon to be ex-husband was there. Like, it was not, she wasn't cheating on anyone. And the guy who was in that video, he told her that he was separated from his wife. She didn't know that was a lie.
Yeah.
But like, and of course she got the brunt of it.
Yeah.
As opposed to this idiot.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is new information that really changes the entire story.
And now we know that he has never come out and said anything about her that would change that narrative. Yes, he has flown off the handle, showed us the ugly side of him, but like, it was because he couldn't say what was really happening, or like was not. It's easier to call her a bitch than to say she's a do nothing, say nothing, contribute nothing, total
complaining, whiny,
negative asshole. Like, he didn't say any of the things that would be like, to me, would like cut like a knife. Like, listen, I don't want to be called, everyone knows, like Mike has never called me a bitch. And like, that is like, he says, I can never say that I hate him. And I say, you can never call me a bitch. We've never done those things to each other. But that's because we live a charmed life where we've just never gotten, clearly I know that we have had a very respectful relationship, and like, it's a gem. I know that not everybody has that. But to look now at Kyle and to realize that like calling her a dumb bitch was literally the nicest thing that he could have said to her all this time, and he hasn't said the things that are really true that would cut like a knife, like, that's so nice. Like, I never thought I would say that about Kyle.
Romance.
Like, he never let us know.
And even now,
what it really was.
And imagine how unbelievably frustrating it is to live with someone who does nothing.
Is
so lazy and blames it on the one thing that you really can't say anything about. It's my mental health.
Yeah.
I'm depressed. I'm struggling with this thing, because that is a real issue.
No,
that
totally.
Is a real but like,
and I always complain about it. Everyone's got anxiety now and they can't go to work, you know?
But like, you know, Shane always says, like, when he was getting sober, you know, they run all these different tests and they were like, oh, you're this, that, and the other. And he's like, maybe I am. I'm still a human who lives in the world, and I gotta find the baseline of like where I can get along with people and how I can be a functional member of society. And it's like, he always says, being sober puts me at the starting line where everyone else who doesn't have the disease of alcoholism has.
Yeah.
And so like, it's not like, you don't need to pat me on the back. You don't need to give me special treatment. No, I got sober and let's go live life. But I think Amanda is constantly looking for special treatment for whatever it is. Look, I'm with Kyle, this mean, she doesn't say abusive, but just like this guy that just treats me really badly.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got mental health issues. Oh, I want to do this bikini line, and you know, he doesn't want me to do it, or whatever the heck, the myriad of excuses she gave for how she showed up and presented herself over the course of these 10 years.
Yeah.
It's just, that would drive me insane. Cause it's like, great. Cause I can't, cause then I'm the monster if I say this.
Yes.
And you're not lazy because of your mental health. You're lazy because you're lazy.
Because you're an asshole. You don't want to do anything. You are a little princess. Honestly, I blame your dad. I have to believe that this is like a daddy's little princess. There's whatever. There's no other way. And if it's not, I don't know. You have to intervene. We used to talk about doing a story about people re-raising their kids. Like how old, like if you realize that you're a shitty parent and your kids are of a certain age. It was just as like a sitcom that we were like tossing around about. parents realizing that they just raised degenerates or raised kids that like just don't have any like responsibility in the world and whatever, and just like coming back together to be like, we're doing this again. You're all moving back in. If anybody wants to do that, I would watch it. Anyway, the things about, I'm trying to think of like how this started, because I just like, there was so many perfect things of like just watching this through was like, I just don't want to miss any of them. Hold on.
It started with Lindsay saying Kyle lost his wedding ring, found his DJ career.
It
Right.
didn't. It started with KJ saying, I actually want to hear what Kyle has to say. And then Lindsay said that. And
Sure.
then
Yeah, yeah.
Jesse said, well, tell us about the manager. Aren't you
yes.
doing the manager thing?
And then Ben jumped in.
So Ben is trying to defend Kyle. You know, because okay, here's it. It starts off basically where I'm starting at is where Jesse chimes in, basically brings up like what's going on with the manager. And in this moment, I don't know what Jesse's intentions are. Is he trying to aid Lindsay's argument, or is he trying to bring up that Kyle got a really good manager, like someone that apparently reps a lot of notable people. Like, I don't know. I've never looked into this guy, but according to Kyle, he's no nothing. I feel like Lindsay is just like, you know, brings up how like you gotta talk to your partner. You're in a partnership. Or have you told your wife about this? Like, just really inserting yourself, because we kind of feel like what you just said, like it is kind of her. I know this. This is my thing. Like, I have some experience here. She feels like this is something that she would be able to add to this conversation. And then Ben jumps in and says, no, but what you guys aren't understanding is that he got a manager. And then the manager's whole job is to, like, Kyle's been going everywhere nonstop, flying all over the country every day, taking any gig that he could get. Now that he has a manager, the manager's job is to cut those gigs in half but give him the quality gig. So he's making the money just working half the time that he has been making, you know, just having to haul ass everywhere. He's trying to highlight that this is like a really good thing. And what I'm realizing in this moment is that Kyle is like going, yeah, no. And Lindsay just goes straight in like, well, were you going to tell her about this? Well, I mean, I haven't signed anything yet. Oh, so this is the conversation. Like, Lindsay right now is all kinds of wrong, and she's got to be going mad right now, figuring out how she's going to get out of this. That's like you were saying earlier.
Yes, we were talking about this a lot in episode 1, because my brain was spinning with that question.
Yeah. So Kyle is like kind of stumbling around like how to talk about this thing, and I'm realizing in this moment that, like, have you ever seen a group of people all ready to launch on a guy who has a business that was failing, that he's been working his ass off at for however long? He figured out this thing that might be able to aid in this after this pandemic and everything, like after this like worldwide global crisis that is like taking his, I have to assume that had a big weight on his business. He's figuring out how to pivot because he's not going to let that business go. So I'm going to do this other thing that's going to hopefully revive that. And it's cash. Like, I can make money and try to save this thing. So he's getting, you know, probably at the Marriott in Biloxi on a Wednesday night to, you know, whether I'm sure he's gotten some really good gigs also, but like, I'm thinking this guy's not turning down anything. His ego is not too big to say like, no, I'll go do that. I'll go. Like, he's a yes man. He's a company man. He's out there to like blood, sweat, tears, all of it. And he's pulled that off over at least the last 2 years. He's been working his balls off to do this, traveling everywhere, sending the texts, just landed, getting ready to take off, getting nothing back from his wife. She didn't give a flying shit.
Not even a text. Not even sex.
Nothing.
And nothing in between.
None of it.
You go a year without sex and you're in a relationship, you're going to be pretty cranky.
Yeah. To add to that, this is not a liked guy in the Bravo sphere. He's one of the assholes to, like, that's his persona. Like, whatever he truly is in real life, I don't know. Seems like all of his friends really love him, but the public hates him. So he's not probably, like, no one's jumping at the bit or chomping at the bit, champing. I don't know what the fucking thing is, but do you know it?
Chomping
and
originally
champing?
is champing, but it then morphed into chomping.
Okay. No one's chomping at the bit to like hire Kyle, to like come DJ. Like you're not spending your last like $30 on an entry into this club to see Kyle. I'm sure it's gotten more so, but wasn't that way for, I'm sure, a very long time. He says it himself. I'm the butt of every joke in this house. Everyone laughs at me because I have a passion to play music for people. Everyone just makes fun of me and laughs at me and everyone's piling on and whatever. He now gets, I don't know who his manager is. I'm sure it's someone pretty decent. He's arrived. He got to that. Like all we do here is talk about getting over. This guy did all the work, set his sights, put his focus on, did all the work for years and is finally getting a little something. And it's just representation. It's not even the check yet. He's agreeing to pay another guy, whatever, for going to the Marriott in Biloxi on a Wednesday night. Have you ever seen someone get over in this fashion and literally not even know how to tell anyone about it because everyone is just like, they're drooling to just jump on him. Like, this is the dream. It's not even the dream. It's the guy that like never should have gotten this far, that got there from just blood, sweat, and tears and like having no ego about it and doing all the work. And while his wife just sits at home and does nothing. And like, it was just like that.
No, she did a bikini collaboration. That was horrible.
It really was so bad. And we all didn't even say that. We never even said it because we just wanted her to like get
head
hers.
Must be exploding.
Yes. And he's made it this far and it's not like he explodes in ways that like, oh, he called her a dumb bitch, but like not in the ways that he truly could. He truly could flip that entire table over and like be totally justified in doing it. But he doesn't ever do that. And he finally like reaches that point because the camera pans to Amanda after he says, after like they talk, Lindsay goes in on the partnership and he's like, I don't know if you guys have like maybe are catching on to this, but like we are not in a partnership. A partnership is when two people do two things. She doesn't do anything. And then like when he says like, he tells her, F you or what, can't remember when the F you came, but the look on her face when he said F you to her, she was just like looking around at everyone to be like,
who's going to fight this battle for me?
Who's going to, can you see, I told you like, she loves this. This is her like, this couldn't have gone any more swimmingly than this moment. And that has always been Kyle's like, it's a bummer that Kyle doesn't have more self-control, but at the same time, now that you know everything that's been going on, like how could he? He actually did have more self-control than probably any of us have. So watching Amanda look around like that, and then I don't know who said something to Wes, where someone's looking at Wes and Wes is like, then Wes has got to chime in on. No, I said, don't say anything.
He got up and moved his chair. You didn't get up when Ciara was crying.
Nope.
And she was like, let's be best friends again. But Amanda, this poor little babe in the woods, needs defending, and she doesn't need defending. Defend yourself, Amanda. Like, then you get up and move your chair to sit next to her
in such a way, he was slow. Like he did it to where like, catch me getting up, grabbing the back of this thing and hauling it over, sitting it right here and sitting down and then doing like, even like he got like, he squared up.
Yeah.
Like I'm here now.
I'm protecting her.
I'm protecting her. This idiot, How do you even look Kyle in the eye? Like they were fully all right. Like they were fully enmeshed in each other and felt responsibility towards each other in a way. I don't know if that means that you already. I have a feeling that you did just because I just think that you did. I'm sorry. I think that you did.
I feel it was a makeout. That's what I think. I think it was a makeout. I think the reason she didn't come that one weekend is because she didn't. Someone put it in the comments. There's some term for it. Again, we're not remembering any of the terms this episode, but basically like it's like something guilt where you can't be around it because you don't want to be around the milk that you spilt. And then she comes, and of course West is so petty that he then texts, "Oh, it's the best weekend of my life," because he wants to like dig at her a little bit.
Get back to her.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And then this weekend is the last weekend, and this is where he's going to come in and defend her.
So like, even to do that
What a
though,
schmuck.
someone had like, I can't remember who it was because everyone's talking, but someone had to say to him and point out across the table because he answered, no, I said that already. I said, don't talk to her that way. So he didn't even do it on his own accord. Somebody had to call him out and basically bring it to his attention and let the camera know that like, you saw that, right, Wes? And so then like, so Wes is still so much of a pussy that he didn't even do that before somebody took him to task on it. Yeah. It's just every single move of these people with that look, that stupid gonzo face of yours, Amanda, looking around and being like, oh, I can't, like waiting for Wes Wilson, this stocky little moron, to come over and sit his chair next to you. It was just so gross. And watching Kyle finally say everything that he ever wanted to say, like I'm that's a misspeak.
An exaggeration.
I'm sure he didn't. I'm sure it was literally fit in his pinky nail of of everything that he could say. But I was so happy that he said, when you said that to me at the reunion, when you said that thing, I didn't say anything. And I was so hurt because you knew that I knew that you already said that you didn't want to have kids, that you were not ready for this. This was off the table for now. We watched them talk about it later. It was the first time that I think I said, I'm like, well, they're getting a divorce. Yeah, like that was like the beginning of like this bitch who is a do nothing. That's all she's ever wanted to do is like, oh, I'll just like get married and like pop out some kids and live in a suburb. And like, that's exactly who she is. She had nothing else to her but that. That bitch now doesn't want to procreate with you. Like, this is over, man. Like it's a ticking time bomb at this point. So for him to then say all that to her and then get up and storm out, it was like, I don't know. I was just, I was so grateful to learn everything that we learned in that. And for everyone to see it, I feel like Kyle had the win of his life. I don't even know if he realizes that yet, but like because I don't know if Kyle really understands that like we've all been making fun of him for these storm offs for so many years. And like, this is the first time I am telling you, everybody was rooting for you. Everyone was like, it was like, think of like the movie Gladiator when everybody stands up and like throws their fists out like, yes, like that's what I wanted to do when I watched this. Like I just was so glad that he stood up for himself and said what he had to say.
Me too. My only note was, honestly, go in, cite more examples. Don't hold anything back and just don't say F you, because I just don't want, listen, in hindsight, absolutely. I just think people won't give him that.
They will, because she was laughing in his face the entire time.
Okay, you think people will give him the
I mean, somebody's going to say
I think everybody
no,
will be celebrating
but like,
the you.
Okay.
Somebody's
That's
gonna
the only thing, because I want him to get the win free and clear.
And
I don't want
that's why
anyone
I
to come
know.
back being like,
No, you're right. I would say that. That's why I want a perfect messenger every time. I talk about this all the time. This is what I mean, though. In this moment, that you was from all of us. He said it for all of us. I can't believe, and we talked about it a little bit last week, and some people came for me in the comments about it, but like, again, who knew that Rachel Leviss actually did her reunion right? She just took it. She just let you say everything to her, and like, Amanda's gonna this whole thing up because she's so stupid.
yeah, she's not coming back with that second interview being like, I lied. Here's what it was. Here's timelines, receipts, and I'm out.
The only way that she'll do that is if she notices that like she has lost literally everything, and she just wants, and then finds out that Wes really is on Riot right now, and Wes really is like doing whatever with every person from the Latina community that he can get his hands on. Like, then she will feel like she needs to come out and be like, I just want to be honest. And it will not be from her heart. It will be because she wants to get back at him for something and make him look like the asshole again, which like, you don't need to help him, but like she will, because I don't know. I foresee her doing something like that because she's just not going to have anywhere to go. And she's been the victim this entire time. She's not going to let that role go without a fight. So yeah, man, that's what I got. I hate that, Carl's going to get involved. But at the same time, I love it. Like Kyle gets to show everyone, you all came for me. You all came for me over and over and over again. And like, you never knew what was really going on. I protected this moron for so long. And now, because Carl has already said like, oh, I'm feeling kind of stupid about this. Lindsay ain't going out like that. Lindsay's not going to be like, oh, I feel really silly about that.
Me.
Yeah. The last thing to that is just like a realization that I had, which is really a small one compared to everything else we just saw. But I think that like this goes with the, you know, how crazy it was to watch that this guy actually accomplished something and got over the hump of something and is like, there is a possible residency like on the table. Like this is just not something that like was supposed to happen for Kyle. Like it was just supposed to be like some dumb dick douchebag guy trying to hold on to his youth, you know, and go out and work in nightlife and DJ for like everyone on Bravo is a DJ now. Like this just was not supposed to be a serious thing. And he made it a serious thing. He did it in the way that somebody would who started from the bottom, who had nothing, who didn't have a platform. Like I really don't, I don't think that his persona helped him at all. And I'm realizing now that everybody, Amanda, obviously very specifically, but it was like, this thing happened. And not only are you not happy for him and congratulating him and like celebrating this moment, you're pissed because he was supposed to fail, because he was supposed to be the joke. Yeah. And now, like, I don't know if he's getting repped at UTA or whatever, like artists, whatever, like he could be at like, he's a real working DJ now, like going to Vegas next weekend and like, and we've seen him in a million places since. This is filmed again 8,000 years ago. Yeah. And Amanda she can't believe he's not the joke anymore. He won again because he's always going to provide. He's always going to see things through. He's always going to start a business and run it till the wheels fall off, you know, and still even then just grab another wheel that like a Pringles can that can maybe act as a wheel until he figures out where to get the other wheel from. And like, she's furious about this. This is like, if she had one of those things to jam down on the table again, this is where it would happen, because
it's like at the end of infuriating. It's like at the end of an 80s movie when like the bad guy is like, no, I was supposed to win.
Yeah.
No, like,
and they trip and fall over something. And you're like, yeah, like this was really like, I wish that somebody would highlight that like, this is the guy that was never supposed to get anywhere in this. He was the butt of everyone's joke. Everyone had a gay old time talking shit on him for however long, me included. And he proved everyone wrong, because the guy has got a work ethic like nobody's fucking business, like yours. So yeah, I couldn't be more thrilled for him. I just hate that there's still, you know, he's not getting to feel it in this moment, but he's feeling it now.
Yeah, exactly. Just you wait.
Yeah.
Commies?
I'm gonna add some from West Side Scandal from last week. A huge portion of viewers think that Bravo leaked the audio. That's MBD, Laurel McKellips, Virginia, Little Red, and All That Glitters. The reasoning was to gauge fan reaction to Amanda, to adjust editing of In the City, to generate free publicity, to control the narrative before the reunion airs. I want to read the comment from MBD. She said, I posted this in the part 6 leak audio, pasting here because I feel damn good about this take. Last night, it occurred to me why Bravo is the source of the leak. They leaked this to gauge fan response to Amanda in order to edit In the City accordingly in time. They can't wait until the reunion. The show airs the same night. They obviously have to re-edit the show because of all of this. They need it to be a success. They've edited people out before, and maybe they can't with her, but they sure as shit can do her dirty in the edit if that's what us fans want. And we love when shows do our villains dirty. Also, obviously, the leak creates insane free publicity, but the continued leak making Amanda look bad really confused me. So that reasoning wasn't enough for my brain. And this rationale finally ties a bow on it for my brain to finally rest about it, except it won't. And I was like, yeah, all of this. And she said, I've never felt more validated. This leak is a good old-fashioned guerrilla focus group. And that's what I've always said about Bravo. I've always said that they throw things out there because you get immediate gratification. You know exactly how the audience feels about something. And then you can be like, oh, we never said that. We don't know how that rumor started. But they've already got all the focus group information that they need. So, and then she said, not to mention her comments about where's the smoke for Kyle. They're also getting intel on where people are at with him, with West, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This leak is massive intel for Bravo. They got a new show that needs to do well. And after seeing what's going on with the Valley, they can't f it up. Okay. The next, Amanda's getting absolutely dragged. That's from Laurel McKellips, Lamb Ciara Hogan, Nettie, Candy Rose, Lee Armstrong, and Return of Chocolate Jesus. They just say Amanda criticism reaches peak intensity here. The comments described her as manipulative, lacking empathy, attention-seeking, unable to apologize, emotionally overperformative. One commenter wrote, Amanda's total lack of contrition is disgusting. She doesn't even know how to take accountability.
That's right.
Yeah. Viewers think Amanda and Wes were cruel on purpose. That's from Candy Rose and Nettie. It's a darker interpretation. Thread emerges. That this wasn't just messy. It may have been intentional. The theories include jealousy towards Ciara, thrill from secrecy, power dynamics in the friendship, and deliberate humiliation. One commenter said they both get off on destroying Ciara. And ever since we saw Wes talking about how, you know how you can totally resent someone? No, Wes, not really.
Nope, I don't.
The next is psychological analysis of Amanda is in full swing. And that's Dana E. Howell, Travel Adventures, and Virginia. And they're just saying that she needs male validation, lack of identity outside relationships, insecurity-driven decisions, high school mindset of dynamics. One commenter said, does she even know who she is?
No.
And if she, I hope she doesn't, because if she does and she's still pushing on, that's sociopathic. The next is West's reputation has fully collapsed. That's Ningy Ding, Little Miss Stamper, Travel Bug, and Carrie Peacock. Wes is no longer controversial. He's just broadly disliked. Spineless, weak, performative, reputation obsessed, and easily controlled. One commenter wrote, no one wants Wes back.
Hear, hear.
Yeah. Viewers still center the friendship betrayal, and that's E. Howell and Lam Ciara Hogan. Even with all of the conspiracy and character analysis, the emotional core remains Ciara. Themes include questioning whether Amanda ever valued the friendship, grief over losing a real connection, and confusion about Amanda's perception of the relationship. One commenter said, Amanda never truly liked Ciara. I don't even know if Amanda knew if she didn't or didn't like her. She just seemed to be, how can Ciara service me? Like, how can I get involved in this and partake and acquire the things that come with being in the bed bugs and being friends with Ciara and supporting Ciara in this kind of thing. Minority pushback. The hate might be too much. And that's from Fish and Gal and Joanne Greco. Joanne Greco is real hardcore coming in for Amanda. And she will literally just straight up say, Team Amanda. I've never seen this before. Hot take. A small but notable counter thread. Some viewers think the backlash has gone too far. Those arguments include not comparable to Scandival. They were both technically single. Punishment doesn't match the behavior. I don't know, man. Joanne, I would just be curious if this dinner table takedown gave you any new perspective. I truly am curious. Funniest comments, and this is all from Westside Schemato. So the funniest comments were from Johnny Smiles, Pat Clark, Travel Bug, Lori Gates, and Mary Ayaka, and I won't read them because they might read them. And the wildest comment was from LBJ, a completely unrelated but insane side comment about Wes Cousins allegedly. Oh, that's right. Wes Cousin allegedly being involved in a serious crime right before the reunion. This is peak. How did we get here? Comment section energy. So you guys heard about that? Like
awful.
Yeah, totally awful. But then
apparently he murdered his grandmother.
A cousin murdered his grandmother. And somebody brought up, they were like, I feel like I saw a reel of someone being like, horrible. Eye on the prize. Do not to let this derail you.
That's right.
This has nothing to do with anything.
That's right.
We will address that after the third
That's
reunion.
right. That's right.
Okay, and this is just from the episode. The next one is viewers are still convinced the timeline is off. That's Lisa Smith, All That Glitters, Trisha S. Vader, and Professional Curious Person. The timeline skepticism is still going strong and getting more specific. They point to soft bar interactions, double date hesitation, off-camera weeks that Amanda missed, background hugging, kissing footage. One commenter wrote, he already hooked up with Amanda. I think I've made my point on that. The next one is Wes is seen as emotionally manipulative and immature. These are all, I feel like, here's the thing. These are getting to be like, because now we've just been watching this same kind of like song and dance every week. So the comments are going to be the same every week. So Wes is seen as emotionally manipulative and immature. That's Diane Manuel, Travel Bug, Ningy Ding, and April Penland. His reputation just doesn't recover. It evolves into something worse. Emotionally manipulative, boundary crossing, immature, addiction to attention. He harassed Ciara into working on the friendship. He's never his real self with any of them. Next one is viewers still center the betrayal of Ciara, and that's My News, Ningy Ding, and Yo Diggity Dog. Next one is growing sympathy for Kyle. Plot twist. That's Mo Street, Carrie Peacock, Floxer Boxwood, and Christy Sheeks. This is just the summary of the comments. Christy Sheeks has a growing sympathy for Kyle. It was me and Christy from day one that were like, this mother.
Not no mo.
Look at us, Christy.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
All empathetic and shit. Unexpected shift this week. Long-term relationship imbalance. Amanda emotionally checked out. Him trying too late to fix things. And the public humiliation angle. We've all just now caught up to what he was seeing. So true. Next one's Amanda's psychological analysis hits peak levels. That's Lori Gates, Return of Chocolate Jesus, and Niggy Ding. They're saying that she left the relationship emotionally years ago. She uses victimhood as leverage. She sees attention status through relationships, and she may have always been this way, and we never knew. She was riding the fame wave until it wasn't enough. Oh my God, that's good. Funniest comments from the episode were from Shannon Fall, Johnny Smiles, Candy Rose, Sandy with Cats, and Danny. The wildest comment was from Professional Curious Person, reference to a TikTok showing Amanda and Wes hugging and kissing months earlier, December, used as evidence the timeline is completely false. I did not see this.
Yeah, the timeline is so fakakta.
It totally is, but Amanda and Wes were hugging and kissing in December?
But I don't think it was like smooching on the lips. It was more probably they were playing it as like friends.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. In the great words of me. I am Zoe Flowers said, honestly, free therapy for everyone. I just had a dream that I was cheated on and I woke up mad. I haven't been cheated on since the 90s. Somebody get this Teddy Rumpskin looking ass menace out of my city and off my screen. Summer should be fun.
Yeah.
100% girl. Christy Sheeks said, I've said it for a long time. Kyle and Amanda should never, ever, ever have gotten married. We all saw the writing on the wall from the get-go. No surprise here. Monica Rodell said, I think Ciara still likes West because she's young and he's toxic. Young and beautiful plus toxic and meh equals, in quotes, crazy ex-girlfriend who can't let go. 1011 Jax said, Mike, I figured the Ben height situation out. He's not small. West and Ciara were standing on a bench.
Yeah, a lot of people chiming in, investigating Ben's height. We got 5'9" to 6'1".
6'1.5" is what his agency says on his comp card.
Okay, so that's not true. So let's go with 5'11".
He's 6'1". All That Glitters said, I really feel something huge happened this week between Amanda and West, and Amanda couldn't face Ciara and West. I think West punished her by saying best weekend ever. This is what we were literally just saying. Couldn't agree with you more. Miss Chevy, the One Man Army said, yep, Amanda was pissed that Wes kissed that girl the weekend before, not because of Ciara's feelings. By the way, I think that all goes in the pot, guys. Shannon Fall said, Amanda is determined to be unhappy, which is why she's with West. She knows he won't make her happy, and for some reason, she's a glutton for turmoil. I think West is too afraid to be happy, so he sabotages things with good women. He has feelings for Ciara, so when he went and did the one girl that he knows will take Ciara off the market for him forever. It's so much easier for a man who is afraid of love to choose Amanda. And that is nail meat head of hammer. Or hammer meat head of nail. Whatever. You know what I mean. Nailed it. That's all I'm trying to say. Karen's Zoo, what a great name, said, they said Carl's Bar has CBD drinks. It's not completely a sober bar. There's just no alcohol. And I just would like you to know, Karen's Zoo, CBD is like the stuff that you could buy at CVS. THC is what gets you stony baloney. So if it's CBD, it's still sober.
That's for your back.
Yeah, not even, because they make THC bombs for your back that are real good. And they don't really get you like super stoned, but they're wonderful.
Well, and anybody that chimed in about like, oh, you're saying a lot about a sober bar. Well, this is an opinion podcast. So like, I'm going to say whatever I want about a sober bar.
Also, not for nothing, 5 of the cast members left the sober bar to get a drink afterwards.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's interesting.
Yeah. And also, I think that we've been only helpful in talking about all the things he could do with his sober bar. We've only been trying.
And we want him to win. We're just a
Yeah.
little, I just think, listen, 100%, you could have a store that sells one thing,
Yeah.
right? And it could do really, really well. But like even Foot Locker sells a tracksuit. It's like
Yeah.
you got to have a diversified portfolio. So here's your shoes, here's your socks. Oh, you want a tracksuit to go along with that? You want some sweatpants? You want a t-shirt? You want a sports bra? It's like, I just think that there, of course, is a large community of sober people,
Yeah.
whether they're in 12-step programs or they just don't want to drink for whatever reasons. But I think that a lot of those people that don't want to drink for reasons that aren't addiction related, they're smoking weed or doing psilocybin stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know. When I asked Shane, who has been sober for the majority of his life, he wasn't understanding the idea. And by the way, Shane's not the end all be all when it comes to sober people. But I did ask a lot of people in my life who are sober because, and none of them were really gung ho with it. But again, we want him to win. So
Yeah.
get on it, boo. And I think our ideas have been amazing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Outdoors Insight. I'm glad we have this deep dive channel in times like these. I just love that.
It's only going to get worse. let me
That's
tell
right.
you.
So we've got each other. Thank God.
Lock in.
Mo Crazy has an update. Loverboy is now on the menu at Soft Bar, which is great, as
Yeah.
it should be. Everything's right in the world again, at least right
Yeah.
there. Loria Gates said, I enjoy your episodes so much because you talk about different theories and you make us all think. Thank you. So, is it possible that Amanda's need for attention to be the number one girl in the group was the very reason she got with Kyle in the first place? He was already on the show when they met, if I remember correctly, and I believe early on he referred to her as the girl who stayed over and never left. She was riding the fame wave until it wasn't enough anymore. And yes, we've talked about this where it's like she just wants to be the head honcho and by any means necessary.
Look, man, you got really far. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, you had no business being on this show ever. And you made it on a 10-season, really successful show. So give yourself a pat on the back and a punch in the face.
Just crazy to
Get the out of my face already.
you did all of that only to tank it.
Yeah.
West TD.
This is the thing. The Bravo didn't do her any service by not showing all that bullshit. She never got to learn anything.
Dude, that's so sad. Bye. Shannon Fall. Can we talk about Mia's glowing, gorgeous legs? Yeah, all day. Return of Chocolate Jesus. I'm convinced your cat is trying to send me telepathic messages every time she looks into the camera. That's what we pay her for. Oh, Cat Sky. Oh my gosh, I actually would love to watch KJ and Dara as parents, right? Somebody was like not so sure about KJ being a dad. Not sure who that is. Didn't pull that comment. But I'm in. Well, somebody else said it was be fun too, so we're probably in the right. This was funny. Zunia Rodriguez. How in the world can I pay attention to your great show when that gorgeous, adorable, precious cat is modeling for the camera? Like I can't take the cuteness. She's a cute one, that little miniature. I think you kept saying lamb, Ciara Hogan. I believe it's I am Ciara Hogan.
Oh.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I'm just trying to fly through those on that thing because we had
So many.
so I hadn't had time to sound it out.
I am Ciara Hogan. I don't know if you meant this place that we all enjoy, but I'm going to believe that that's what you meant. She just wrote, I love this place.
I am Ciara Hogan.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, this was an interesting thing. So we were talking about Dara and Mia and Ciara pulling KJ to like watch out for him. Working my weight down. Funny name. I hope it's working. I think also being people of color, there is a sense of protecting KJ and protecting each other, which is why they're kind of looking out for him. So I can get with that.
Yep.
Sandy Gordon. Whenever I absolutely cannot stand West, I turn your podcast on and see Minnie, and I am so happy. It makes my frown turn into a smile. I pulled a lot of mini comments.
I know,
this
like,
week.
God, you're so up Minnie's ass right now. What do you need a favor from her or something?
Some cuddles would be nice.
That's not gonna happen.
This is probably Candy Rose, but I'm just gonna say Candy Rose because that's funny. Also, how good would a Candy Rose be?
Oh, they make them.
Do they really?
Yeah, like gummies that taste like rosé.
No, like a rosé that tastes like candy.
That's like a Zinfandel, like a white Zinfandel, which is not good.
Wondering if Amanda's
opinion.
pot goggles have been glued to her face the entire time with West. Probably. Princess Morebucks, they can put Dara and KJ on In the City, please. Yes, double please.
They have their own show.
KJ and Dara?
I mean, they're on Summer House.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we need some people to stay on Summer House.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah,
Because I feel like everyone is like got their favorite. They're trying to get everybody over to the In the City, and it's like, no. The whole point was we wanted more content. We want 2 shows.
Put the interesting people on In the City and leave the dum-dums to party it up at Summer House. That's my take.
I wouldn't mind seeing a brand new, completely new cast.
Yeah, give me a full reboot.
Yeah. Because I don't want to go back in time. I don't want to hear about the olden days. Like I'm ready to leave this chapter.
You're ready to leave the late 1900s behind.
Yeah. So maybe you're right. Maybe bring KJ and Tara elsewhere and just restart Summer House. I think it might actually be much better.
Charles I
think I was calling that person Charles Z.
Oh, Charles Z. You have a new name, Charles Z.
I don't know.
I think I like Ben too. This is not on the record. It is now.
No.
But I'm with you. All that glitters. I think KJ is emotionally mature. I think they are on par, referring to him and Dara, and I agree. I pulled the one 10-11 Jacks one too about figuring out the height thing. Like I said, a lot of people figured out that Ben is maybe not as short as I thought he was. That's all I got.
Well, we did it, guys. Like, hype, subscribe, tell a friend.
Yeah, all those things.
And we'll be back for The Valley. Go watch The Valley. It's supposed to be really good this week.
Oh, here's hoping. And everyone that, I don't know where more comments are about me eating shit was on this one or on The Valley, but so much concern, like overwhelming concern. And like, it's why I really tried to tell everybody on the community post and with the note ahead, like totally fine. All is well. It's a miracle that it is. I don't know
really
how.
Is.
But thank you so much. That was so nice. And people that were like, "Oh my God, those pants are incredible!" Now, like, well, you saw what happened with those pants, and then I feel like Pat Clark and some other people were like, "Natalie, where's your dad's ring?" And I'm like, so that episode, like, some comments didn't tape. I ate shit. I didn't wear it again tonight because I'm trying. I don't want to wear. My dad would never do that to me. He wouldn't be like, "Oh, you didn't wear my ring, so I'm just going to give you a little kick over," you know? Yeah. I'm trying to like prove that wrong by like, I'm going to wear it when it goes with the outfit or when I get it sized, maybe. I don't know.
You gotta get
I don't want to be
sized.
reliant on it. Like, it's like only if I wear this, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Also, you know, I don't even believe in astrology, but you know, when it's fun for me, I'll listen to it. And I am supposed to be letting go of things this month. So I'm just trying to like let go of a reliance on something that is going to help me or hurt me. Like I said, he wouldn't hurt me. So,
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. If things continue to go awry, Pat, that thing's coming back. I don't have that much tolerance. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.